Well, hello everyone and welcome back to the wacky world of World of Warcraft news. Where, to be real with you, it's not all rosy, unless you are one for whom the content you're doing has just been nerfed, and that's actually something you want, or your class has been buffed, like mine. But more seriously though, we do have important topics to get through with more color on an expected patch 9.1 release window, stuff that reportedly does come directly from Blizzard, and then also, well, Blizzard changing how you pay for World of Warcraft. Now there is good news. You can get 10% off today's sponsor, dashlane.com/Bellular, who will massively upgrade your internet life. It's that simple. Dashlane is the app that you need on your device this year. It makes your life easier by generating and auto-filling your passwords and your personal information through its extensions, right? And that means you've never got to manually type in a password again.
What if you accidentally leak that and then people get access to like all your stuff?
On your phone even, giving you security and convenience wherever you go. Now, all of the information is locally decrypted with your master password. And that would mean that even if Dashlane had their servers hacked, for the hacker it'd be like breaking into the bank. Finding out the bank doesn't have the key to the vault. All your info would still be safe. They also have got dark web monitoring, a VPN, and if you use a site and that site is hacked, they will send you a security alert to fix your password. So stop filling in your personal info and using unsafe, hackable passwords and try Dashlane for free on your first device at dashlane.com/Bellular. And you get all of that, one app across all the platforms, and if you follow my link and use the promo code Bellular, you get 10% off.
We need that.
All pretty damn awesome. I use them myself, and thanks to them for supporting our team. With that said, let's go.
Let's go.
So we all want to know when patch 9.1 will release, especially since it's still not on the PTR, and BlizzCon didn't give us that much information really when it comes to the details. Unfortunately,
type 1 if you think it's too long. We had no content. Shadowlands started out so good, like I loved it, but Blizzard stalled it so long, dude. So long. We need new content, man. $15 a month, no content. Look at that, dude. It's too long, way too long. Not good.
Unfortunately, I've got less than ideal news via long-time World of Warcraft streamer Towley. So Towley is pretty tight with a bunch of Blizzard people, from what I understand anyway, and he's also somebody who is very much not in the hater camp or the aggro camp towards World of Warcraft. Towley will often laugh at his own expense, joking about being a shill. So, this is stuff that's not coming from a source who is negative by default or anything like that. So I do think it's some real good faith stuff, and he's not saying this to stir anything up or, do any of that stuff. So on stream, he said that he was talking to a Blizz employee and that person said internally that they're worried about patch 9.1, that it will just be too late. Now here's the quote from Towley.
I think it is late because there's so many people quitting WoW already.
Savix, the solo queue legend. Holy God,
I mentioned it earlier. All the arena players, they're playing different games.
I could have been a year, but I kept forgetting frown.
Aw, thanks, man. You're very close. 1 month, dude. Going back to what I was saying, all the arena players, they're playing like League, Overwatch, Valorant, other games. No one's playing arena anymore. It's too long. Too long.
A lot of people at Blizzard, they're worried that if 9.1 takes as long as they predict it will, that even by 9.1, people might not want to play it because of how long it will take.
Of course.
These are people over there that are saying this. They know they're in trouble.
It's stupid.
Now
like gamers, they're not gonna wait for our game to get better. If it's bad, they're gonna leave, and in their memory, they're gonna remember it as being bad, right? I remember Stoops even saying, "I'm worried like WoW's gonna die down again." Shadowlands had a really strong start. I don't know what they're doing. They're probably ordering all their workers to work on TBC or something. They should just hire more, but they keep cutting more people. And they're giving their employees less money. Blizzard is so stingy, man.
And in a separate video posted on his YouTube channel about the general state of the game, which I recommend you check out, he said that a Blizzard person told him that June would be optimistic for the patch, and he seemed to believe August. Now, if June is optimistic, then yeah, July or August is likely. That's a long ass time. I mean, if it released in mid-July, say the 14th, that would be 233 days since launch. Meanwhile,
Oh
Legion was cranking
my-
out a patch every 77 days. So, sorry, but something's wrong. Now, could it all be COVID? I mean, yeah, but even if it is, I mean, player experience is king. Value for money is king. And I think there is zero doubt that
There are a lot. Okay, COVID has a big problem. Yes, COVID sucks. But I know most, especially Blizzard, dude. They work at home. Come on, let's face it. I know a bunch of people. Dude, I don't know, man. I'll not get into this, but
the World of Warcraft is a worse value for money deal now as compared to Legion, and if you're going purely by patch cadence, BFA. And BFA itself shipping a lot less content than Legion. In a word, ouch. So if I was to add anything to that, I mean, there's a few awkward things. Renown level 40 feels like the natural, it's like the natural end of like your primary progression. I mean, sort of. The intent is that you then grind anima for 700,000 years to get your cosmetics based on the renown, but I think that renown track to a lot of people, they felt like, oh, okay, 40, maybe that'll take us like 18 to 20 weeks, maybe 16 to 20 weeks, and then that's maybe, shortly after that, people would expect the 0.5 patch or the 0.1 patch. At least they would have expected that based on Blizzard's patch cadence for past expansions, both Legion and BFA. But that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening, right? And that's obviously awkward. So that is a big issue. Then also, I mean, look, Mists of Pandaria and Legion versus now, right? Those expansions both had a lot of content. Now, yes, both of them slowed down their latter phases. But man, like first half of MOP by calendar was just like patches up till 5.4. Legion, it was every 77 days. That was so much content, and it felt great being a WoW player because there was always something in the PTR. There was always something on the horizon to be excited
Legion
about.
was good. I like.
And then there was also quite a lot of content, quite a lot of things coming.
We talked about this too. Legion shorter season. I loved that. Shorter season felt so good.
Coming up, that was pretty good. And now we're in that situation where we're just so far away from that, and I do have to wonder, what is it? I mean, my personal suspicion is that Blizzard makes the game so goddamn systemic that they create nightmares. They create their own prison, basically, with all of these systems and things that are just, there's so many interdependencies. And I think that's why we're left with systems that don't really satisfy players, and then just not a lot of content. It's that tricky thing. I mean, a lot of that collection gameplay in Legion, that felt like a side activity to go and do. But in this expansion, it's basically just unlock your cosmetic and then grind so much anima. I think that's just really, really sucked the life out of a bunch of that casual content. And I think that's meant that unless you just live to do Mythic Plus and raiding and you want to progress onto Mythic raiding, or PvP's your thing, then there's just not a draw to the game right now. If I was to say one thing, it would be the old adage, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. I don't want to put stupid at the end, but that's kind of the acronym. The more simple I think our content and our systems is, I'd imagine then, the less things can go wrong and the more it could just end up working. And to me, it's really felt like for the longest time, or at least for the last few years, Blizzard have been spending so much time trying to work out what the systemic wrapper of content is that nowhere near enough time has actually went into the damn content itself. And I think that's what makes everything overcomplicated, unsatisfying, and, well, what leads us into situations like this, which sucks. And to be clear too, it's not always necessarily the devs' fault. I mean, there is COVID, there is all of that, and this is a live game, Other games, they just get to delay by a year, or maybe even more. Blizzard can't do that with World of Warcraft because it's a live game, right? So that's obviously something we need to
Bad
take.
example, dude. League gets a lot of updates. It's false, dude. False. I don't like that.
Into account as well.
Excuses.
That said, this is a bad look, and it's doubly a bad look with our next story.
There are a ton of live games that get a ton of patches.
Blizzard are changing how you pay for World of Warcraft. Reactions are not particularly great. So they're removing the 30, 90, and 180-day game time options. And that means that if you don't want an
Dude, you don't even pay for League, by the way. League is a free game, chat. We pay $15 a month. Just to make it clear, I love World of Warcraft. We're just complaining because we love it so much. It could be a better game, but they do a crappy job with it. Like, even though people trash on WoW, or even the players might complain about it, it's coming from our heart. Like, we're longtime players too. And if they don't fix stuff, like, we're gonna get tired of it, right? I love WoW, man. WoW's a great game. It's like, if you love someone, like, you'll tell them their issues, right? Like, if your uncle's, like, smoking or drinking every day, you're gonna tell them because you love them, hey, you need to stop this. Same thing with PvP. If there's something wrong, we love this game. We want it to be better, so we're gonna tell them what's up, right? I think Shadowland was a good expansion, but right now it's content drought. WoW's a good game. It could be better, but they're screwing up.
Auto-renewing subscription, you will have to buy 2 months at once. It's obvious what's going on here. It nudges people towards the subscription that automatically recurs. You see, here's the thing.
We're just talking about payments and they're making it where you have to pay for 2 months now. It's so stupid.
If you buy 30 days of game time, that's the non-recurring thing. Whenever that game time expires, you have a decision. You're like, okay, my game time is expired. Do I want to add another month? If you're on a subscription, then it just rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls. You're never really presented with that choice unless you actively think, oh, wait, do I actually want to cancel this subscription? And a part of the economics of subscription services is that rate of people who will just let their sub roll and roll and roll and roll and not cancel it if they're not actually using it. So it is moving people towards that, and I think it's pretty damn obvious and transparent that that's what they're doing. They want you on the recurring subscription. I mean, the big thing they've tried to push is not even selling you a store mount for 20 bucks. What they've pushed is you being on a 6-month subscription and then you getting a mount for free via that. Now, if you do plan to play World of Warcraft for 6 months, then yeah, that is cheaper and you get a mount, so it feels like a win-win. At least, you know, the value, right, to the player. Whereas obviously, for a business, what they will want is to recognize that 6 months of revenue right the hell now. Because if you get that 6 months up front, what happens? Well, if you're dissatisfied with the game in 2 or 3 months, like many people perhaps are right now, it doesn't matter. You've already paid for 6 months up front. So in a world where we get a world...
Dude, somebody needs to make a better MMO. This is I don't like this, man. We need another MMO. Well, it's a good MMO, but dude, they're so bad.
of Warcraft patch every 6 to 8 months. It seems to be the case right the hell now. They obviously want to push you away from just buying, you know, a little bit of game time here, game time there, whenever you actually want to play the game. And they obviously will want to push you towards the big 6-month recurring bundle or just any form of recurring thing, because the chances of you dropping off are actually a good damn bit lower.
Greed is killing their game, I think. Greed is killing their game. They call all the OG people that started off WoW, all the employees that started off WoW and loved. It's just some money eaters. Some money eaters now, chat. Mark Moharm's gone. Chris Messon's gone. All the OG members are gone.
$300.
I should then also say that this is pretty rough for a bunch of people who, you know, financially are going to struggle with this, right? Now, for a bunch of people, it's really not an issue at all. But there are people in other countries for whom in their local currency, World of Warcraft is really quite expensive as compared to their cost of living. And a whole bunch of those people, you know, they're either using WoW Gold, right, and WoW Token, or, you know, they're getting those 30 days when they can. And I've seen a whole bunch of comments and people saying that this is the case for them. Somebody said that WoW is like 3.7 times more expensive in their own local currency. So for a bunch of those people, yes, this sucks. It gives them less flexibility. And then obviously it means that the way that people would buy World of Warcraft is 2 months at once, which is obviously better because, yeah, there's a high chance if you buy 1 month that you'll want to buy another month, but it's a lot safer to just get you to buy 2 months up front. I mean, all of this stuff makes complete business sense. And the only way to get 30 days of game time, I guess then, is WoW Token. But you've got to remember, WoW Token Blizzard get more money for that 30 days of game time. So they've made it so the only way to get your 30 days is via the most profitable one for them, which, is obviously not a surprise, but at the end of the day, it is a business. It's how they work. I'm not saying that to defend them. We can disagree with their move, but that's the move that they're making, and I think it is completely transparent, and it's less options for the consumer, and that is, I think, a bad thing. We all know why this is going on. Just because it's good for business and Blizzard is a business, that does not mean we have to be okay with it. All right, let's talk about the actual video game. Big nerfs. So, following the small round of Mythic Nerfs featured in last week's news, this week we saw a pretty damn sizable change to both Sludge Fist and Stone Legion generals, and some of these things actually apply to Heroic mode too. So we'll cover Heroic first. So on Heroic, the radius of Sludge Fist's destructive stomp is actually down from 20 to 16 yards, and the allowed range, apart for the chain links, has been increased from 12 to 14 yards across all difficulties. Then next up, we've got a fun Stygia surprise. So there's a Redditor. His name is Cyros, and he shared his frustrations with both the Maw and also with Blizzard themselves in a post you may have seen, but it is something that will apply to you. We all know the danger of losing half our Stygia when we die in the Maw. Now for that, the intended game mechanic is that you can reclaim your lost Stygia if you just go back to your dead corpse, right? Go back there safely. The Dark Souls inspirations are obvious. However, there are certain locations in the Maw where your corpse will be unreachable or will just float in the air. And such an unfortunate turn of events happened to our dear Redditor this week, where they were simply unable to reclaim their lost Stygia from, just from their floating corpse that was over the edge of the Maw. So it was just literally impossible for them to click on the corpse. So they couldn't get their Stygia back. The GM response to this was basically just that actually that's the intended experience.
No.
Which is a bit odd if, your corpse is sort of floating halfway up there. Now, you could say it's a Souls-like experience.
The GMs suck, by the way. Every time I open a ticket, they're like, oh, we can't help you with that. Sorry, we can't do it. I was getting so tilted. I think it was back in BFA. There was a dungeon where it was like when Mythics first came out, and it was actually really hard, right? And there was this anaconda, like a giant anaconda. You guys will probably know. And you had to put the 2 eyeballs, right? Basically what happened was, one of the eyeballs, we threw it, and then it went under the game. Like, it went under the game, chat. Like, inside the floor. And we have to open a ticket and wait. So we waited like an hour. It was I think it was a really high key, and we didn't want to quit, right? So it went under, and we put the ticket. We waited an hour. The Blizzard finally messaged me, and they're like, yeah, sure, what's up? And I'm like, yo, we dropped the eyeball inside. Do you think you guys could put the eyeball in for us or reset it? And he's like, oh, no, we can't really help with that. But I do have this one thing. Give me 1 sec. He takes 30 minutes. He's like, oh, most of the people are sleeping right now. We wait 1 hour, right? So we're in this dungeon forever. And then he's like, okay, I got you a solution. Bam. We get the little instance reset thing, right? And then we're at the start of the instance. And then all the bosses are back. And he's like, have fun. And I'm like, dude, do you know how long we I want to go to sleep. I think it was really late too. It was 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I don't know. And I was like, can you just kill the bosses for us? We were right there. Come on. We don't want to redo this. It was freaking hard. It's a high key. Nobody had high eye level at the time because it's new, right? And he's like, sorry, I don't have the power, nor do we have anyone online to help you with that. And then we had to do the whole thing again. I was literally about to make the longest video to complain. I think I had that file for the longest time, but I just deleted it. I was gonna make a long ass rant video complaining how crappy Blizzard system is. I think the story was worse, man. I don't remember everything clear. It's been a while. BFA is a long time ago.
Fair enough. It's really just down to what people think the Maw and think Stygia should be. That's essentially the situation. Basically, if you've got a bunch of Stygia, really do not die in such a way that your body will just be floating in midair where you can't click it. Now, regardless of whether this is intentional or not, I think for many people it just is another mental reason or another worry that would make them not want to venture to the maw. Next up, buffs. So to compensate or combat some of last week's bug fixes, which did of course result in a bit of a nerf to some specs, Blizzard have applied a few minor buffs to the Hunter, Monk, and Warlock. So Beast Mastery's Beast Cleave causes your pet to strike other targets for 90%, up from 75% of their damage, so that's pretty nice. And for Marksmanship, which is the spec I main, aimed shot damage has seen a flat 5% increase, and Trick Shot now causes aimed shot or rapid fire to ricochet for 55% damage, up from 50%. Now this should partially make up for the
he must be. He's
one
of the best hunters.
To Wild Spirits that happened last week. So there's that. Now for the Windwalker Monks, yet more changes, this time in the form of a slight buff to their Spinning Crane Kick ability. Its damage will now be increased by 15%, up from 10% per unique target struck in the last 20 seconds, which is actually up from 15 seconds. That's, with your standard rotational abilities, and now also benefits from the Mastery combo strikes. And lastly, Fist of Fury
I'm only
now
watching
deals
this with solo
70%
queue.
of damage
I
to
wish,
secondary targets, up from 50. So that's pretty sweet.
I wish.
Then for the demo locks, flat 3% spell and pet damage increase across the board. Though top-end warlocks like THD have, shown the spec strengths before the buff occurred. Perhaps this buff will further push them ahead of other specs or something. But anyway, that's the changes. Alright, time for some more hypey news, and that is that invites for TBC Classic Beta have been out, or accounts are being flagged. My account is flagged, so fun. The majority of this is, of course, going to content creators,
Hackers.
which,
Dude, honestly, I'm happy for TBC, right? But at the same time, I don't know, man. Isn't Blizzard making a lot of money, chat? I know Classic literally made their chart go, right? Why don't they just hire more people? And then BC is like literally, it's not even new content, they're like copy pasting, right? I'm pretty sure there's something more complicated, but they did mention that because they copy pasted Classic, they have a faster way to copy paste BC now, right? Because they have that experience now. Why are they cutting so many members if they're making so much money? I don't understand that. Shadowland was so good at the start. They just screwed it up. I don't know. Why? And TVC and Classic, like, it brought more people. Why are they doing this?
Obviously, we all know what's going on there, and if you feel like that's unfair, I mean, I totally get what you're saying. People like me are obviously those who benefit, and it's just that thing where at the end of the day, just like with those monetary changes, Blizzard is a business. If you only are giving out so many keys, yeah, give them to people who have got streams so you can get free marketing. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. Now, there was a little bit of confusion initially where people, well, basically, there was like incorrect flagging of the TBC Classic beta before it became official. That crushed hopes for many. So that's basically the situation. All quite exciting, and I'll try to chase down some beta, slots to see if I can do a giveaway in the channel or something like that.
Chat, you're not missing out a lot if you don't have TBC beta right now, by the way. There'll be more invites, and I think it'll get more fun if there's more, but you're not missing out on anything. I have Pale messaging me. TBC beta is really boring and there's nothing to do. We're just leveling. We're gonna have to redo this. I mean, we do, like, I don't know.
Savix, the solo queue legend.
You're not missing out much in beta, okay? You're not missing out on beta.
Solo queue hashtag, solo queue hashtag.
You're not missing out at all. Flipper Salt, thank you for the 7 month, appreciate it. Yeah, TBC hype is very low compared to Classic hype, I think. It's not that high. Yeah, you're not missing out on anything. I know a bunch of streamers that have it, they don't even touch it. Most of the arena streamers, I think. Arena streamers, they don't touch TBC. Because there's nothing to do in it. I don't blame them. It's like an empty world. Like me, I'm by myself. There's like no one around me. There's no PvP. You're not missing out much, okay? So don't feel too bad. I know how you're feeling though. Back until BFA, I never got beta invites. I had to enter like tournaments. I had to enter drawing contests to get my WAD beta. We had to do some BGs with Sifty and win some beta keys. I know how that feels. You want to play beta really badly, but TBC beta, you're not missing out on anything. It's literally a repeat of content we did, and there's no one playing. Some of my boys got beta, they don't even play it. Like Shershoy, Arrow, Arzander, I think they rarely play it. Because there's nothing to do. You just have to level.
And then next, a bit more rapid fire.
Yeah, like he's
so
laughing
Blizzard teamed
because he
up
knows
with
it's
Doctors
true.
Without
Yeah, it's
Borders
true.
for this year's charity
People that have
Battle
beta,
Pets.
they don't even play it, chat. They get it, they play it like one day, they're like, oh fuck, it's boring. They leave.
Jar Bananas and Daisy the Sloth. And some nice news. 500k.
What they should do, I mean, they're gonna do it soon. Sorry, I keep pausing the video. What they're gonna do soon is add an arena and level 70 raids. I think that will be interesting to do. But the content we have right now, you're not missing out much, okay? Just want to help, just want to clarify.
In donations has been, has happened. So that unlocks the Bananas pet for free for everybody, which is pretty neat. And if donations hit $1 million by April 26th, we'll get Daisy the Sloth. So that's pretty neat. Okay, next up, just for the in-game things, it's Mythic Dungeon Week, so be sure to pick up the 4 Mythic Dungeons quest from the NPC. That, of course, will get you a bit of heroic Castle Nathria loot, which for many people is, well, one of the few sources of 213 gear. Now, additionally, the final boss of each dungeon this week will drop an additional piece of loot, though that does exclude Mythic Plus dungeons. But still, that's pretty good for taking, you know, alts through the World Tour of Mythic Zeros and getting some starter gear. Then the other thing is that it is the Bastion world boss this week, so while doing your weekly anima quest, be sure to stop by Valinor, the Light of Eons, in Bastion. This is especially good.
I used to love killing that world boss. I don't even do it anymore. I don't remember the last time.
For new characters, of course, for your gearing and for your alts, since you'll also have a chance at receiving extra renown. Now, the legendary powers that drop from this one are also very good. In fact, a brand new arena match analysis tool, which should be really useful for, you know, improving your arena skills, knowing what went right.
Whoa, what? What is this? This is cool.
What went wrong in the last match, and just being able to watch back a full replay and, you know...
This is like, this is what Fortnite had for like 10 years, and Blizzard took 10 years to put that in. Wow. You know, every game almost has a replay system except for WoW, and now they're finally adding it. Thank you, Blizzard.
See it actually what had happened.
This is actually
also
really
to
cool,
watch
by the way.
high MMR player reports from the community. So that is
We've been
that's
wanting
new
this for
feature.
a
You
long
see it on
time.
the screen right now. Pretty awesome. I mean, I'm one of those
That's
people,
actually so cool.
you know, where I've always wanted to get into arena properly, right? Because it seems like a pretty awesome thing to do, in my opinion. I mean, I remember being excited about it when I was in the Burning Crusade, when I was young. But, you know, now the PvP gearing makes a bit more sense and all that stuff. I'd love to get into arenas more, and that we could have tools like this to actually help, you know, learn how a match goes. You know, I could find a really good hunter or, you know, whatever hunter, and I could dive into their logs and I could actually learn their decisions.
Wait, I don't want people to watch my what? I don't want to let Bellular watch my stuff, dude.
Making how they go up against things. I think that's really awesome. So, once again,
That's
the
kind
World
of
of Warcraft
weird.
community, when it comes to making tools and stuff, they're really pretty damn cool, aren't they? And really, that's it.
Bellular, you know this existed. I don't know if Bellular plays other games. You know this existed for every other game out there. League of Legends, there's literally like a replay of whole... Actually, I think Heroes of the Storm had this too, where you could replay and watch.
For the World of Warcraft news. Now, if you
I've learned a lot through your stream though. Aw, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
would like to, well, support our channel and also vastly upgrade your internet life, check out Dashlane with our link down below. Like, look, I've been using Dashlane for
Thanks.
like
You know what?
well
I'll
over
click
a
it
year
for you,
now, maybe 2.
Bellular.
And it's just
Dashlane.
great. I mean, I want to log into a website on my phone. Well, I just Face ID, use Dashlane.
That's it. Thanks. What did we learn today, chat? What did we learn today from this video? That Blizzard's stingy. That WoW is dead. Oh no. Blizzard sucks. Blizzard does suck. WoW is amazing. Blizzard sucks. I think that's the right term. Yeah, that sounds about right. WoW could be such a good game. Blizzard just sucks, man. Bobby Satan? Yeah, Bobby sucks. Listen, man, I don't know about you, but I love this game, and it's a good game. It could be really good. But the way they handle situations, it's bad. And they don't learn from their mistakes, I feel like. Didn't BFA have like a moment where it was super hype and then it died completely? I feel like same thing is repeating right now in Shadowland. Maybe that's what they want. They bring up hype. No, it can't be. I remember one of my friends says like Blizzard purposely kills the game and then they try to bring back people for hype. I don't know if that's the case. I hope it's not. Maybe they need some new leaders, like new I don't know what the right term is. New lead designers? I don't know, but people with better vision for the game, people that have passion, not just money, you know? Yeah, fresh, passionate people. That's what I think. It's kind of like I'm not really into politics, right? But what I didn't like about the president thing, I think there should be like an age limit. Both Biden and Trump, I think they're really old. It might be mean to say, but they should be looking into retirements, not running for president. I feel like there should be a different age cap to it. Age limit is 70. They should lower it, man. 70. I bet they buffed it because they're like, oh man, I'm an old as fuck guy and I want to run this country. Make it 70 so I have a chance to get in there. I bet that's what they did. If you're 70, put it to 60 maybe. Maybe 60. I don't know. I know there's wise people that are old, but if you're old, you don't work the same. It's like me worrying when I'm like, if there's a new game coming out, I'm like, I'm getting old. I'm not gonna be the same playing that game, right? 35 to 55, maybe 35 to 60. I do respect them a lot. Don't get me wrong. I respect the elders, but same thing for game companies. Like games change, right? Like new trends, new systems, better systems. I feel like the WoW, they're boomers and they catch on really, really late. It's kind of like that arena log that they were talking about. That thing was in other games for the longest time and now they're putting it in. They catch on really slow. I'm not disrespecting old people, by the way. Like, we're all gonna get old one day. I'm just saying, I don't know if old people should be in charge. Like old people. I'm not talking. Maybe I don't want to get into this. You get what I'm trying to say, though, right? I hope you do.